Hey everyone, welcome back to Stoic Venture. Today we're diving deep into a fascinating topic, how to make people miss you, but not in a superficial, manipulative way. We're talking about doing it the Stoic way. By living with intention, strength, and unwavering principles, you'll not only become a person others value, but you'll also set yourself apart as someone they can't stop thinking about when you're not around. Let's get into it. And remember, if you're ready to apply these principles, type "I will embrace the Stoic way" in the comments below. Embrace detachment to create space. The first principle to make someone miss you is rooted in the Stoic practice of detachment. Detachment isn't about being cold or indifferent, it's about letting go of the need for approval and validation from others. When you don't cling to people or chase after their attention, you create a space that naturally draws them back toward you. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." This applies to relationships too. If someone is meant to value you, they will. Not because you're chasing them, but because they'll recognize your worth from a distance. Remember, when you pull back, people often lean in. Imagine someone who is always available, always eager to please. They become predictable, even taken for granted. But when you become more self-contained, people begin to notice your absence. They wonder what you're up to, who you've become without their influence. You're no longer a background presence, but a mystery, a curiosity they can't quite let go of. Focus on your own growth. The second principle is to invest in your own development. It's easy to get lost in the desire for someone else's attention, but the Stoics remind us that the best way to attract others is to first attract yourself. Epictetus said, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." By focusing on becoming the best version of yourself, you not only build your self-confidence, but also become someone others admire from a distance. People miss what they can't have. And when you're constantly improving, evolving, and living according to your values, you become someone worth missing. They'll start to notice your absence, not because you're playing games, but because you're genuinely building a life that doesn't revolve around them. The power of emotional control. One of the most attractive qualities a person can have is emotional stability. When you practice Stoic principles, you learn to control your emotions, especially in the face of challenges or rejection. People are naturally drawn to those who remain calm and collected, no matter the circumstances. Seneca wrote, "He who is brave is free." By being in control of your emotional responses, you become unpredictable in a positive way. When you're unbothered by someone's absence or lack of attention, it paradoxically makes them think about you more. Why? Because people are intrigued by those who don't react predictably. They'll wonder why you're not affected, and that curiosity will keep you on their mind long after others have been forgotten. Cultivate an air of mystery. Humans are naturally curious creatures. If you're always laying your cards on the table, always available, always predictable, you're not giving anyone a reason to miss you. The Stoics understood that by embracing a bit of mystery and solitude, you create an aura of intrigue. You don't have to share every detail of your life. Keep some parts of yourself private. Seneca advised, "Silence is a lesson learned from the many sufferings of life. In your silence, people will search for your voice. In your absence, they will remember your presence. Let others wonder about you. Let them think about what you might be doing, who you're becoming, and why they're not part of it anymore." Live with integrity and principles. People are drawn to those who stand firm in their beliefs. When you live according to your principles and values, you become someone that others admire and respect. Marcus Aurelius lived his life with a focus on virtue, reminding himself to be good, no matter how others behaved. When you live with unwavering integrity, you don't need to demand anyone's attention. Your actions speak louder than words, and people will miss the steady presence of someone who truly knows themselves. Embrace solitude and self-reliance. One of the most powerful ways to make someone miss you is to show them that you're comfortable being on your own. The Stoics valued solitude because it allowed them to connect with themselves on a deeper level. The more comfortable you are alone, the more others will crave your presence. Solitude is where you find clarity, strength, and inner peace. When you're no longer afraid of being alone, you become unshakable. People are drawn to those who are self-reliant because it suggests a hidden strength. They'll begin to miss the stability and calm you bring into their lives. Practice gratitude and acceptance. Lastly, embrace the Stoic principle of amor fati, the love of fate. Be grateful for what you have, even if it means accepting that someone may not be in your life right now. When you stop resisting what is and instead embrace it fully, you project an inner peace that others can't help but be drawn to. People miss those who bring positivity and light into their lives. By focusing on gratitude and acceptance, you become a source of comfort and inspiration, someone they'll long to have back in their circle. Master the art of letting go. Letting go doesn't mean giving up. It means accepting that some things are beyond your control. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus taught that we should focus only on what we can control and release our grip on the rest. Think about it. The tighter you hold on to something, the more likely it is to slip through your fingers. This principle applies to relationships as well. If you cling too tightly to someone, you may end up pushing them away. The key is to maintain your own sense of independence while also allowing others the freedom to choose to be in your life. By letting go of the need to control or possess, you create an aura of self-confidence and peace. People are drawn to those who do not need validation from others to feel whole. When you can let go of attachments, especially unhealthy ones, you become someone others are eager to reconnect with. People miss what they can't easily have, and by embracing detachment, you cultivate an attractive air of mystery. Be fully present when you're around. Imagine how rare it is to meet someone who truly listens, someone who gives you their undivided attention. In today's world, where distractions are everywhere, simply being fully present is like a superpower. The Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius wrote about the importance of living in the present moment, urging us to confine yourself to the present. When you're with others, be fully engaged. Put away your phone, make eye contact, and show genuine interest. This level of presence is rare, and people notice it. When you make someone feel truly seen and heard, you leave a deep impact. And when you're not around, people will miss that sense of connection that you uniquely offered. This is how you build lasting relationships and make people yearn for your presence, even when you're not there. Never compromise on your values. In a world where people are constantly bending their morals to fit in, standing firm in your values is a breath of fresh air. The Stoics believed that virtue is the highest good, and everything else, wealth, reputation, even health, is secondary. This is what Epictetus meant when he said, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. Don't be afraid to stand alone if it means staying true to your principles. When you are unwavering in your integrity, people may not always like you, but they will respect you. And respect breeds admiration. Over time, people will realize that your honesty and commitment to your values are qualities they sorely miss in others. Your absence becomes even more palpable when they see how easily others compromise their beliefs. Live a life of purpose and meaning. Living a life filled with purpose is not just about achieving great things. It's about aligning your actions with your values and passions. The Stoics emphasized the importance of having a clear sense of purpose, something that guides every action you take. Marcus Aurelius constantly reminded himself to live according to nature, focusing on what truly matters. When you live with a strong sense of purpose, people will notice that you're different. Your energy is magnetic, because it's not diluted by trivial concerns. You become someone who inspires others to reflect on their own lives. And when you're no longer present, people will miss that drive and clarity you brought into their lives. Your absence creates a void that's hard to fill because people crave that sense of purpose you embody. Cultivate emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is more than just understanding your own feelings. It's about perceiving the emotions of others and responding in a way that fosters deeper connections. The Stoics practiced self-reflection to understand their own reactions and biases, which allowed them to navigate relationships with greater empathy and wisdom. When you have a high level of emotional intelligence, people feel understood and valued in your presence. This is why, when you're no longer around, they feel your absence deeply. Emotional intelligence doesn't mean being overly emotional or reactive. It's about staying calm, composed, and compassionate even in difficult situations. When you master this, you become the person people miss when they need someone who truly understands them. Embrace solitude and silence. The Stoics often sought solitude to reflect on their lives and realign with their core values. Seneca, for example, wrote extensively on the benefits of retreating from the world to gain clarity. In our fast-paced society, taking time for yourself is often overlooked. However, solitude is not about isolating yourself from the world, but rather reconnecting with your inner self. When you are comfortable being alone, it shows that you don't need constant external validation to feel fulfilled. This self-reliance is incredibly attractive. People will miss you because you're not always available. You're a person who values their time, and that makes the time you spend with others more meaningful. When you re-emerge after periods of solitude, people will appreciate your presence even more. Practice gratitude and contentment. The Stoics believed that happiness doesn't come from external possessions, but from cultivating a deep sense of gratitude for what you already have. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking. By appreciating what you have instead of yearning for what you lack, you project a sense of contentment that is rare and deeply appealing. When you are grateful, people can sense your positive energy, and they enjoy being around you. This energy is infectious, and when you're not around, people will miss that uplifting presence you bring into their lives." Practicing gratitude also makes you resilient in the face of challenges, which is something people admire and miss when you're not there to inspire them. Develop a resilient mindset. Life is full of unexpected challenges, and the Stoics believed in preparing their minds to face adversity head-on. By practicing premeditatio malorum, the art of imagining the worst-case scenarios, they were able to develop resilience and inner strength. Seneca once said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." Developing a resilient mindset means that no matter what life throws at you, you remain unshaken. People will admire your ability to stay calm under pressure, and when you're no longer present, they'll miss that rock of stability you provided. Being resilient doesn't mean being unfeeling. It means having the strength to endure and still be a source of positivity for others. These additional principles solidify your journey toward becoming a truly unshakable individual. By embracing detachment, living with integrity, mastering your emotions, and pursuing a life of purpose, you not only build a strong sense of self, but also become someone whose absence leaves a lasting impact. The Stoic way is not about playing games or manipulating others. It's about being so grounded in your values and principles that people can't help but miss your presence when it's gone. If you've made it this far, it's clear you're committed to applying these Stoic teachings in your life. Remember, it's about becoming someone who is deeply respected and truly missed when you're not around. Like this video, share it with those who need to hear these lessons, and subscribe to Stoic Venture for more transformative content on Stoic wisdom and personal growth. Comment below, "I will embrace the Stoic way," if you're ready to put these lessons into action.